Hi there, crafters! In today's tutorial I'm going to create a lovely countryside scene on a card by combining an embossing folders with medium and small house dies, and I hope you will join me. The products I'm going to use today are all from the new collection by Paper Discovery called Travel and Adventure. This embossing folder is 5x7 one and it's called In the Country. I have pre-made a 5x7 card base out of chocolate brown cardstock, and I have also trimmed down a panel out of cream cardstock that is slightly smaller. You can see the 1/8 of an inch border all around. Then I'm simply placing that cream color panel into the embossing folder and I'm sending it through the die cutting machine. As a result, I'm going to get an entire embossed scene that is ready to go on a card as it is, or you can personalize it by adding more elements, and that is what I'm going to do. The die set I'm going to use is called About Town and it's also from a Travel and Adventure collection. It includes 9 adorable country house images as well as some little extras like trees, shrubs and picket fences. By the way, you can combine this die set with another one called Village. It also contains 9 houses, but those are a bit smaller, so you can build up an entire village. This time I'm going to use just the new set though. I have chosen one really romantic little thatched house from the set, and I've die cut it out of white cardstock as well as out of wood grain paper, gold mirror cardstock, and I've also created a couple of die cuts out of chocolate brown thick cardstock. Then I'm going to take the wood grain die cut and I'm going to trim off the roof, and I'm following the debossed lines using them as a guide. Then I'm going to take one of the brown die cuts and I'm going to repeat the same process. I need this extra die cut just for layering. Then I'm going to use the liquid glue, this is Ranger Multimedia Matte, and I'm going to stick down the plain die cut onto the house first, followed by the wood grain paper one. And this is how I am going to create a thatched roof. And as always, you can find the list of tools and supplies that I'm using in the description box down below, as well as on my blog. Next, I'm going to use the golden die cut as a background for the house. So I'm flipping it over and I'm placing a piece of washi tape onto the back side, and this way I'm going to keep all the tiny die cuts like windows and doors inside the die cut. If some of them are falling off, you simply place them back and stick them down. Next, I'm applying some liquid glue at the wrong side of the house and I'm going to stick it down onto the golden background, and this way I will have the shiny windows. Since a golden door looks a bit too fancy for a country house, I'm going to cover it up with the wood grain die cut. So I'm applying some glue onto the door area and inlaying a wooden door die cut, and I'm using the pickup pencil by Sticks 2. Since I'm going to add some smaller elements to my scene, I've die cut the picket fence and the wicket out of chocolate brown cardstock, and I'm also going to use a tree and a shrub, and those one have raised areas that you can use for embossing or hot foiling, and this is exactly what I've done there. I sent them through my foiling machine, and this way I have lovely shiny details. I'm also going to take a brown marker and color the trunk of the tree so that it looks a bit more realistic. And then I'm ready to place all the elements onto the card. At this point, you can simply stick down the house on top of the embossed panel, but I've decided to place it kind of behind the hill to create the interesting effect. So I'm going to take my craft knife and I'm simply creating a cut along the hill line. Then I'm just going to apply some glue onto that die cut and I'm going to tuck in the house behind the little hill, and I'm lining up the door of the house with a little road over there. And by the way, you can add as many houses as you want this way, but for this project I will only use one. Next, I'm using some double-sided tape. I'm applying it at the wrong side of the panel, and then I'm going to attach it onto the card base. I'm centering it on a card front, and this way I'm going to have a 1/8 of an inch border all around the perimeter. Next, I'm going to attach the foiled trees all around the house. So you can tuck some of them a little bit behind the die cut, or you can just place them in front so that they are overlapping the house a little bit, thus creating a realistic look. I will also be using a couple of picket fence die cuts along with a little wicket. I'm simply applying some liquid adhesive and sticking them down onto the embossed card front closer to the bottom edge of the card. I'm also trimming down the die cuts whenever I need to. The only thing my card is missing now is the sentiment, so I'm going to use a stamp from Timeless Room stamp set from one of the previous collections. All the sentiments from this set go great with the houses, so I have chosen from our house to yours, and I'm going to stamp it in the top corner with the brown ink. And that finishes my card for today. This is how quick and simple it was. This one would also work great as a masculine card, and as you can see, it's flat and it's totally mailable in a standard envelope. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and healthy, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye bye.